Dear Starseed from Gaia, the decision you make this month determines how fast he finds you. And divine timing is bringing this truth to you now. I am Ophelia, emissary of the Galactic Federation of Light, and the reunion guides are speaking through me with a message your heart is ready to receive. You didn't find this transmission by chance. Your twin flame journey led you here because one choice is about to change the way you align with sacred union. By the end of this transmission, you'll understand exactly how to recognize your divine counterpart and make the decision that accelerates your path toward divine union. But here's the first revelation. He is not being delayed by the universe. Your next movement must come from self-worth, not fear of losing him. This isn't just a message. It's a moment of divine intervention. Like this transmission to affirm to the universe, my heart is ready for divine love. Your heart knows why you're here. What you just felt, that quiet ache mixed with recognition, is not sadness. It is your frequency remembering what it came here to receive. If this transmission stirred something you cannot name, the divine love frequency code was written for this exact moment in your journey. It contains 5 sacred Arcturian transmissions designed to dissolve the wounds blocking your divine counterpart and activate the signal that draws them closer. The link is in the first pinned comment, but it will only remain there for a short time. And now, allow yourself to notice what happens inside you when you hear the possibility that one decision could change the pace of your love journey. Perhaps part of you becomes hopeful, while another part immediately becomes afraid. One part says, "Yes, I know this is meant for me," while another whispers, "What if I choose incorrectly? What if I lose him? What if I am already too late?" Notice both voices without judging either one. The hopeful voice carries your capacity to believe, while the fearful voice carries the memories of every moment when believing seemed to cost you something. That inner conflict is where the real transformation begins, because the decision that brings divine love closer is not always the decision your anxious mind expects. It is not necessarily whether you send the message, whether you wait, whether you leave, whether you pursue, or whether you finally say what has been held inside your heart. Those choices may matter, but beneath them is a deeper decision. Will you continue making choices from the wound, or will you begin choosing from the version of you who already knows she is worthy of a love that meets her in truth? The wounded mind wants an immediate answer because uncertainty feels like danger. It wants to know what he is thinking, what he will do, whether the silence means an ending or a return. But the soul often works more quietly. It brings you to the place where you can no longer build your peace upon another person's next move. Like a seed beneath winter soil, something is changing before there is visible evidence. The roots are forming in darkness. The foundation is becoming stronger than the surface appearance of the journey. This is the hidden threshold many souls reach just before a major shift in their relationship path. The outer circumstances may still appear unchanged. He may still be distant. The conversation may still be unfinished. You may not have the evidence your human mind is demanding. Yet something within you is being asked to stop negotiating with fear. You may feel as though you are standing at the edge of a familiar bridge. Behind you is the old identity that survived by waiting, analyzing, adapting, and hoping. Ahead of you is a version of love that requires presence, honesty, and mutuality. The bridge does not ask you to know every detail of the other side. It asks you to take the next step without carrying every old fear with you. For so long, you may have believed that love would arrive when you became more attractive, more patient, more agreeable, more healed, more available, or less complicated. You may have shaped yourself around the possibility of being chosen. You learn to read pauses as messages, silence as a test, inconsistency as mystery, and longing as proof that the bond was powerful. You may have mistaken the ability to endure for evidence that you were spiritually committed, but divine love does not ask you to abandon your discernment in the name of destiny. It does not ask you to call confusion a sacred connection, or to remain in a place where your heart is continually diminished. The wisdom of Scripture reminds us that God is not the author of confusion, but of peace. Peace does not mean that every answer arrives instantly. It means that beneath the unanswered questions, there is still a steady inner knowing. A connection may be deep, but depth does not excuse dishonesty. A bond may feel fated, but fate does not cancel free will. Spiritual language should never be used to make you tolerate what your soul and body recognize as harmful. The heart wisdom associated with the Arcturian frequency is not about chasing a person through invisible realms. It is about returning your energy to its original center. It teaches that love becomes clear when the emotional body is no longer broadcasting two opposing signals at once. Come closer, and I am terrified you will see me. Choose me, and I do not trust you. I am ready, and I will accept anything to avoid being alone. When these signals are divided, even genuine affection can become difficult to receive. You may desire closeness while unconsciously creating tests. You may ask for communication while withholding your own truth. You may want commitment while studying every detail for evidence that abandonment is coming. The body remembers what the mind tries to forget, and sometimes it confuses familiar pain with the safety of what it already knows. This is why so many souls struggle with divine love. They are not without love. They are divided in their relationship to receiving it. One part of them wants sacred union, while another part has built an entire identity around surviving disappointment. One part longs to be seen, while another hides every tender need behind independence. One part desires a devoted partner, while another continues choosing people who are emotionally unavailable because distance feels safer than intimacy. In this way, the heart can call for union while the nervous system keeps selecting what is familiar. You may have become so skilled at giving that receiving feels exposing. Giving allows you to remain in control. Receiving asks you to let another person touch the places where you are tired, uncertain, and human. It asks you to believe that support will not automatically become a debt, and that tenderness will not inevitably be followed by loss. This is not a small lesson. For many souls, receiving is the final doorway. Your soul may recognize a person, but recognition alone does not create readiness. A powerful connection can awaken your deepest memories and your deepest wounds at the same time. It can show you where you have mistaken chemistry for consistency, intensity for intimacy, and waiting for love as a substitute for receiving love. This does not mean the connection was meaningless. It means its purpose may have been to reveal the exact place where you were still abandoning yourself. Sometimes a person arrives like a bell in a silent valley. Their presence awakens an echo that seems older than the meeting itself. You feel seen, stirred, or energetically familiar, and you assume the purpose must be union. But sometimes the purpose is initiation. The person opens a hidden room within you, and what you discover there is not only the memory of love, but also the grief of all the times you accepted less than love. There are also older patterns moving beneath the surface. Perhaps you learned early in life that affection had to be earned. Perhaps you witnessed love being withheld, used as control, or made conditional upon performance. Perhaps you became the one who held everything together, and now receiving support feels strangely unsafe. Perhaps you carry an inherited belief that women must endure, men must pursue, or love must involve sacrifice before it can be considered real. These patterns can become invisible contracts within the emotional body. You may never consciously agree to them, yet your choices keep repeating them. You attract the person who awakens your longing but cannot fully meet you. You move towards someone, then retreat when they become available. You keep looking for a sign from the outside because trusting your own inner knowing would require you to change the life you have built around uncertainty. An invisible contract may sound like, "If I am patient enough, I will finally be chosen." Or, "If I understand his wounds, he will learn to understand mine." It may sound noble, compassionate, or spiritual, but underneath it can be a promise to remain in emotional suspension. The soul is not asking you to prove your devotion through deprivation. Real devotion includes devotion to truth, to health, to dignity, and to the life that continues to call you forward. This is the decision now standing before you, not a decision made from panic, not a dramatic gesture designed to force an outcome. A quiet, powerful decision to no longer participate in a version of love that requires you to become smaller, less honest, or endlessly patient with what does not nourish you. You do not need to announce this decision to anyone. You may not need to explain it. It can begin in the private space between a trigger and your response. It can begin when you feel the urge to check, chase, or interpret. And you pause long enough to ask, what would love for myself do here? Sometimes self-love sends the message. Sometimes it closes the conversation. Sometimes it waits. The difference is that the action no longer comes from the terror of being forgotten. The first opening is the worthiness that exists before anyone chooses you. You are being asked to stop treating another person's behavior as the authority on your value. If he moves toward you, you are worthy. If he hesitates, you are worthy. If he hesitates, you are worthy. If the relationship unfolds quickly, you are worthy. If the path changes completely, you are still worthy. Your worth did not begin when he noticed you, and it will not disappear if he turns away. It was present before the first message, before the first glance, before the first moment you wondered whether this might be something sacred. The stars do not become less luminous because one person closes their eyes. Your value is not a candle placed in someone else's hands, waiting for them to decide whether it should burn. This is not a phrase to repeat while secretly waiting for someone else to validate it. It is a truth to practice in the choices you make when no one is watching. Worthiness becomes real when you stop accepting crumbs simply because you are hungry for connection. It becomes real when you allow yourself to want commitment without apologizing for the depth of your desire. It becomes real when you understand that being loving does not require you to be endlessly available to inconsistency. Ask yourself gently, what would I choose if I trusted that love was not scarce? What would I stop tolerating if I believed that being alone for a season was safer than being accompanied by confusion? What would I say if I knew that honesty could never destroy what was truly meant to remain? When this first chamber opens, your energy changes. You no longer approach love with the question, what must I do to make him stay? You begin asking, does this connection have the honesty, steadiness, and mutual care required to meet the life I am becoming? That question does not push love away. It clears the path for love that can actually remain. The second opening is the mirror of recognition. The person you are focused on may have awakened something extraordinary within you, but he is not meant to become the keeper of your identity. Your divine counterpart is not someone who completes the parts of you that you refuse to meet. He reflects the wholeness you are learning to embody. The mirror may show you your tenderness, your sensuality, your courage, your desire to build, and your ability to love with uncommon depth, but it may also show you the places where you confuse being needed with being loved. It may reveal the fear that if you stop rescuing, there will be nothing left to connect you. It may reveal how quickly you make someone's potential more real than their present behavior. This is why the connection may have brought such strong emotions to the surface. It touched the places where you were ready to heal and the places where you still expected abandonment. It revealed your capacity for devotion, but it also revealed where devotion became self-erasure. It showed you how deeply you could feel, but it also asked whether you could remain grounded when feeling alone was not enough. The mirror becomes useful when you stop asking, how do I make him recognize the connection, and begin asking, what is this connection revealing about the love I am ready to recognize in myself? The answer may be tenderness. It may be a need for boundaries. It may be the courage to speak plainly instead of interpreting every sign. It may be the willingness to let a person show you who they are, without trying to love them into becoming someone else. You may discover that you have been waiting for him to give you permission to become the woman you already are. You do not need permission to become expressive, peaceful, creative, abundant, or whole. The beloved can witness your unfolding, but he cannot authorize it. That authority belongs to the soul within you. When you turn this key, you do not become cold. You become clear. Your heart remains open, but your life is no longer placed on hold while someone decides whether they are capable of meeting you. The third opening is the release of old emotional contracts. There are bonds that feel sacred because they are intense, but intensity can sometimes be the final echo of a pattern that is ready to end. You may still be carrying promises made in relationships that wounded you. I will prove I am lovable. I will wait until they finally understand. I will never need anyone. I will stay because leaving means I failed. These vows may have protected you once, but they cannot guide you into sacred union. A new kind of love requires you to release the identities formed in survival. You are not the one who must rescue. You are not the one who must convince. You are not the one who must absorb another person's confusion and call it compassion. The past deserves compassion, but it does not deserve permanent authority. You can thank the version of yourself who stayed alert, who learned to read moods, who prepared for disappointment, and who became strong enough to survive what she should never have had to carry. Then you can tell her that the emergency has passed. She no longer has to stand guard at the doorway of every relationship. Releasing a karmic pattern does not mean denying what happened or pretending you feel nothing. It means allowing the lesson to remain without forcing the relationship to remain with it. You can honor the love and still release the attachment. You can forgive and still maintain distance. You can believe in the soul significance of a connection and still require human accountability from the person involved. This is where many people feel an unexpected emptiness. When the old pattern leaves, the space it occupied can feel like loneliness. But it is not necessarily loneliness. It is the silence created when your energy is no longer entangled with what repeatedly drained it. Do not rush to fill that space. Let your heart learn that peace is not the absence of love. Peace is often the first evidence that love is returning to the right place. The fourth opening is surrendering the need to control divine timing. This does not mean becoming passive or waiting indefinitely. It means releasing the belief that anxiety can create certainty. You cannot think your way into another person's readiness. You cannot monitor every movement, repeat every ritual, or decode every coincidence until another soul becomes capable of honest partnership. There is a difference between trusting timing and tolerating delay without discernment. Sacred timing may ask you to pause, but it may also ask you to move forward. It may bring someone back, but it may also remove them so that you can meet a love that does not require constant interpretation. Timing is not always the schedule your longing prefers. It is the unfolding that allows truth to become visible. The river does not become more powerful by arguing with the shape of the land. It continues moving, receiving each bend without forgetting the sea. You too can continue living while the answer forms. Continue learning, creating, laughing, tending to your body, and allowing your world to expand. Do not make your life a waiting room where every joy is postponed until someone arrives. When you surrender control, you are not giving up on love. You are giving up the exhausting role of managing the entire journey alone. You allow the other person to reveal their own choices. You allow life to answer through patterns instead of isolated moments. You allow consistency to matter more than potential. You allow the connection to become real in the world, not only meaningful in your imagination. This key turns when you can say, I welcome the love meant for me, and I release the need to force a specific person to deliver it in a specific way. That sentence may feel frightening at first because it places your destiny back into larger hands, but it also restores your freedom. What is aligned will not require you to betray your inner truth to preserve it. The fifth opening is magnetic embodiment. You cannot call in a relationship built on emotional safety while continually speaking to yourself through criticism, suspicion, and fear. You cannot ask for someone who honors your heart while making daily choices that communicate to your own heart that its needs are inconvenient. Magnetism is not performance. It is coherence. It is what happens when your thoughts, boundaries, actions, and desires begin moving in the same direction. You say you want devotion, and you stop entertaining half-presence. You say you want honesty, and you stop hiding your truth to appear easy to love. You say you want peace, and you stop confusing emotional turbulence with spiritual depth. The energy you seek is not something you pretend to possess, it is something you practice. If you desire a grounded partner, practice grounding yourself before responding. If you desire tenderness, speak tenderly to the parts of yourself that are still afraid. If you desire commitment, commit to your own growth, even when no one is applauding. If you desire a love that chooses you, choose your life with such sincerity that you no longer make another person the only doorway to happiness. The sixth opening is the wisdom of separation. If there has been distance between you, do not automatically interpret it as rejection, and do not automatically interpret it as proof of an eternal bond. Let the distance show you what closeness concealed. What do you feel when there is no response? What story do you tell yourself when you cannot access reassurance? Which part of you becomes activated when you are not being chosen in the immediate moment? Separation can be preparation when both people use it to grow. It becomes a cycle when one person evolves and the other continues repeating the same behavior. The sacred lesson is not simply to wait for reunion. The sacred lesson is to become so honest with yourself that you can recognize whether reunion would be an expression of healing or a return to familiar pain. The seventh opening is readiness from within. A door cannot open from the outside if the person within keeps holding it shut. You may say you want love, but readiness means allowing yourself to be known. It means receiving without searching for the hidden cost. It means communicating instead of testing. It means letting someone support you without immediately preparing for the moment they leave. Readiness does not mean you will never feel fear. It means fear no longer has the final vote. You can be nervous and still tell the truth. You can be uncertain and still maintain a boundary. You can miss someone and still refuse to chase what is not meeting you. You can love deeply and remain rooted in yourself. When these openings begin to work together, the original decision becomes clear. You are choosing to stop organizing your life around the possibility of being chosen by one person and start organizing your life around the reality that your heart deserves reciprocal love. That decision may lead him toward greater clarity. It may invite a conversation that could not happen while you were acting from fear. It may shift the dynamic in ways you cannot yet see. And it may also reveal that the love you were trying to reach through him is asking to reach you through a different path. Either way, you do not lose. You gain truth. You gain self-trust. You gain the ability to recognize a love that does not require you to live in constant suspense. The goal is not merely to make him find you faster. The deeper goal is to become unavailable for any relationship that cannot find you fully. There is a moment on every heart path when the soul stops asking for proof and starts becoming proof. You may have spent months or years asking for signs that he feels the same. Signs that the connection is real. Signs that the delay has meaning. Signs that the future you imagine is still possible. But the most important sign is not what appears in the sky, in a number, in a dream, or in a sudden message. The most important sign is who you become when no external answer is available. If you become more honest, more peaceful, more compassionate, and more devoted to your own life, the connection has served your awakening. If you become smaller, more obsessive, more willing to accept confusion, and more disconnected from your own needs, then something within the connection is asking to be healed before it can be called sacred. The Arcturian heart does not measure love by how much pain you can endure. It measures love by how much truth you can hold without abandoning compassion. It understands that two souls can feel a profound resonance and still need to develop the maturity to live that resonance responsibly. It understands that divine union is not a reward for suffering. It is an alignment between two people who are willing to meet each other in consciousness and in action. So if your heart has been waiting for a decision, let it be this. I will no longer choose from the fear of losing him. I will choose from the love that refuses to lose me. Place your hand over your heart tonight, not to summon a specific outcome, but to reconnect with the part of you that has remained faithful through every disappointment. Breathe slowly and say, I release the need to chase what is meant to meet me. I welcome a love that is clear, mutual, grounded, and true. I choose myself without closing my heart. I trust what becomes visible when I stand in my worth. Then listen. There may be grief. Let it move. There may be relief. Let it arrive. There may be a sudden knowing that you have already made the decision and have only been waiting for permission to honor it. You do not need to force that knowing into a dramatic action. Begin with the next honest step. Return the message you genuinely want to return, or do not send the message you would send only to soothe panic. Attend to your life. Rest your body. Tell the truth. Create beauty where you are. Let your love become a presence in your own existence before asking it to become a relationship with someone else. You are not being asked to stop believing in sacred connection. You are being asked to stop using sacred connection as a reason to disregard yourself. The love that is aligned with you will not be threatened by your boundaries. It will not require you to hide your needs. It will not punish you for wanting clarity. It will not ask you to remain suspended between hope and heartbreak forever. It may arrive through the person you have been thinking about, transformed by truth and maturity. It may arrive through a new person whose presence feels less like a storm and more like a home, but it will meet the version of you who has chosen to stand in the center of her own heart. Here is what your deeper self wants you to remember. You are not behind. You are not forgotten. You did not miss the only doorway to love. The delays, the endings, the unanswered questions, and the seasons of solitude have been revealing the difference between longing and alignment. They have been teaching you to recognize the love that expands you instead of consuming you. You are not being punished by the silence. You are being given space to hear your own truth beneath it. You are not being rejected by every closed door. Some doors are protecting the life you have not yet learned to choose. And you are not required to become someone else before love can find you. You are being invited to stop leaving yourself whenever love becomes uncertain. The decision you make this month can be simple. Even if it changes everything, I will no longer betray my inner knowing to preserve an outer possibility. I will no longer call anxiety intuition. I will no longer confuse waiting with devotion. I will no longer beg for a place in a life that does not make room for me. I will remain open to divine love, but I will meet it as an equal. That is the frequency he can recognize if he is ready to meet you. That is the frequency your future partner will feel when your paths cross. And most importantly, that is the frequency through which you finally recognize yourself. Before you scroll, take a moment to be part of what's forming here. Drop one intention in the comments. Something real from your heart journey. Then respond to someone else's with encouragement or love. This isn't content, it's collective healing. Love multiplies when hearts connect. If something in this message resonated, don't keep it to yourself. Someone in your life is waiting for this exact activation. Share it. And if you felt a soul nudge, subscribe. Stay in the flow of divine love guidance. You're not just watching, you're healing. This is your sacred space. And we're just getting started.